32 races of the Straight Talk Series season has led to this moment. 4 of the 40 drivers remain and will compete for the Straight Talk Series championship. Zach Buchanan, Dylan Young, Marcus Wish, DJ Curtis will all compete now for the Straight Talk Series championship. Can you feel it coming in the air tonight? The Straight Talk Series championship from Joltis will begin right now.
It's going to be a drag race out at the final turn. Who's going to hang on? Dylan Young wins. I can see it coming. Going to stay up front. And out of third place.
Well, I've been waiting for this moment
Hang on.
all my life.
He moves up and he's going to have it. He's going to have it. Marcus Wish.
Can you feel
Hold on.
it coming in the air tonight?
There we go. He's going to
Oh
make it.
Lord, oh Lord. Well, you told me you were drowning, I will not lend a hand. I've seen your face.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Hello and welcome here to the Straight Talk Series for race number 33, the Championship 4, here today from Joltis. I'm Brian James and I'm proud to bring you coverage of today's event. Zach Buchanan will start from the pole, Haley Wish to his outside. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be Dylan Young, Zach Buchanan, Marcus Wish, and DJ Curtis competing for the championship in just a few short minutes. Let's wait to get the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Here we go. The engines are fired here at Joltis. 40 drivers, 4 of them competing for the Jello Cup Series Championship. The starting grid rolls on the bottom of your screen. And it's going to be an interesting race. And they're spread out across the field. We will bring you onboard coverage of this 11-lap race with Zach Buchanan in the number 4 as the pace car's getting ready to peel off. We also have Dylan Young's onboard cam. Marcus Wish will bring us an onboard cam, and apparently there's an issue at the back of the field. We'll try and get that resolved. DJ Curtis will carry our last onboard cam. So let's show you Zach Buchanan lead him to the green. We're underway. Off into turn 1, Zach Buchanan gets the lead. Moves up high. This is a 5-mile super speedway. Keep in mind the highest finisher today gets the championship. So this is a lot at stake for these guys. Dylan Young is dropping to the back. Keep in mind though, there's a lot of time. 11 laps on a 5-mile oval. There's more than enough time for a lot of these guys to make up some serious ground to get to the front. There's no concerns as Chris Dodd is now your race leader. Zach Buchanan stuck on the high side. I don't think that'll last too long. The perfect night for racing here, as now Nathan Faden will look for the race lead. Alba Wanderley helping him out. A lot of 4 wide, 5 wide action toward the back as they come down the front stretch. Who's going to lead the opening lap? It is going to be Nathan Faden leading the opening lap of the race. Now Alba Wanderley to the race lead. Who is the front runner right now? That is Zach Buchanan. Zach Buchanan leading the championship 4 right now. In that number 8. But he is dropping like a rock. That is not good news for them. Dylan Young has fallen to 20th and now a little bit further back than that. Marcus Wish was 39th. He is making up a lot of ground on the bottom lane. Keep in mind it's a 5-mile oval and a lot of this is not up to speed yet. And DJ Curtis, the worst of all of them so far. But like I said, there's a lot of time still. It's a 5-mile oval. As Richard Johnson goes to the race lead. And he will lead this lap as he will come up and block the 05. Oh, the 62 in the grass. But they hang on. And 26 has got to be sitting back there like, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, we have a caution. We had a wreck. And it looks like Dylan Young might have gotten a piece of this. Joey Murphy, Steve Pollard as well. If there's any significant damage to the number 2, they could be in a lot of trouble. Judging by the engine sound, that does not sound like a good issue for the number 2. This does not sound good for them whatsoever. And if that is significant damage, their championship hopes may be done. Back to the line, Lauren Carson is now your race leader. And we are going to sort the field out. This is going to be interesting. At the line, who's the front runner? Zach Buchanan is still the highest running so far, I believe. Zach Buchanan is still the highest running chaser, or highest running of the championship 4, but only by 1 position. And if I were him, I'd be very nervous looking in that rear view mirror. Let's go show you what happened. Looks like Dylan Young got boxed in, and just this, unfortunately, does a lot of damage to all of them. They ran a real tight 3 wide. I don't know what the reasoning behind that was. That is not good for Dylan Young, and that might have put a damper on his championship hopes. We are going to go non-stop here, and I will be back when we go back green. The NCN Championship continues here, or the Straight Talk Series Championship rather continues here on NCN, and we have an issue on track as we return from our non-stop coverage. Gabriel Wanderley, he was in 15th. It looks like he has an issue, and we'll have to limp to the pit lane. We're going to try and bring you non-stop coverage of the entire race here, and this will also continue over on the Cup side for the Championship 4, which will be tomorrow night. Hope you'll tune in. Meanwhile, back up front, pace lights are off, and we are going to go back green in just a few short minutes. Lauren Carson is going to be your race leader when we get back underway. Richard Johnson will restart in the second position. Paul Lambert in third. Jeremy Park in fourth. Fifth, Alba Wanderley. Sixth, Griffin Lynn. Seventh, Stephen Pollard the third. Eighth will be Gene Sanford. Ninth, Justin Raines. And in 10th is Eric Faden. Let's check in on the chasers now. Zach Buchanan is the highest running chaser at this moment. We're actually going to go with the cockpit camera at this point, show you what he sees. And you can see right there, rear view mirror full of the 26, who is currently second of the Championship 4. Dylan Young is 38th, and it looks like he's in a giant mess right now. And DJ Curtis rounds them out in the 32nd position. He is third amongst Championship 4 drivers. It's going to be an interesting restart as we enter turn number 4. We hope you stuck around through the non-stop coverage as the pace car will peel off. Lauren Carson will lead us back to the green flag, and we are back underway here at Joltis. Let's head on back. Zach Buchanan gets a little bit of a deficit between him and Marcus Wish rather. We're just going to keep an eye on this right now. Let's see how long it takes him to go double file, even 3 wide. DJ Curtis is also back there, trying to stay alive. But let's check in on the 2 as well. Keep in mind, he sustained damage under that caution, and you can see the damage is not helping his cause. That might be the end of his championship run. Right there. It's such a disappointing end to a great season for Dylan Young. He's going to have to hope these 3 ahead of him wreck out and that he can survive. Not an ideal situation, but you know, that's probably his only hope. At this point, Marcus Wish, let's keep an eye on him. He's making some moves. Or on board. Maybe he thought he had something on the high side. Very lucky he didn't lose the position. But he lost a little bit to the 8 car of Zach Buchanan. Up front, they are 4 wide, 5 wide, and that may be why these guys have backed off a little bit. Some smart driving here by Zach Buchanan. Stay out of this mess. Meanwhile, up front is Paul Lambert now leading the race. Make that Richard Johnson on the high side. He has more help and will regain the race lead with 5 to go. Now these guys are in the thick of it. All of our Championship 4 drivers have 1 win. So it's going to be interesting. They all only have 1 win amongst them. And up ahead, we have a wreck. And they keep it together. Or will they? They manage to keep it together, but they slow up the guys in front of them. DJ Curtis, you can imagine he is not a big fan of his car right now. Probably does not like the adjustment that they put on, or does not like the setup they put on that 98. Because they are running toward the back. Right now it's a 1-point deficit between Marcus Wish and Zach Buchanan. What has been a Championship 4 race has really become a 2-man race, as it's just been these 2 absolutely dominating the championship race so far. As far as the championship contenders go, they've dominated. Let's go high above. Right now they're side by side. It's 4 wide. And it's not going to benefit the 26 as much. You can see it from high above. Look at the battle for the lead up front as well. We might just stay on this camera. This may be our best angle. And Zach Buchanan's going to get a few cars between him and the 26. He's up to 14th with 3 laps of racing to go. Dylan Young is peeled onto the pit lane, possibly an issue with the 48. Yeah, we're going to stay up here because you can get the best view of the race from up here. And you can see Zach Buchanan has ultimately pulled away from the 26. It might run away with the championship right now, but don't hold your breath on that. Keep in mind, if he leads a lap, this could help him a lot. Of course, not with the tiebreaker, but oh, nope. Gene Sanford to the inside. 4 wide. This is not going to help the 8. It'll help him for a few minutes while the 26 is still stuck on the high side. But he's going to have to find a gap and get back to the inside lane. This looks like an interstate battle right now. You gotta wonder who's gonna be nice enough to let the 8 back in line. If I were him, I'd just lift and get right back in. Two to go. Elba Wanderley is your leader. She has 3 wins this season. Was the #1 seed, could not survive early in the chase. Oh, this might help Zach Buchanan. He's got the draft ahead of him and a long line of people to draft with. Zach Buchanan will reclaim the inside line. I think the championship is just about decided. Keep in mind he's competing over on the cup side too for the championship. Let's go back to TV1 now, as the 26 is pretty much out of the picture. Elba Wanderley leads the race. Zach Buchanan to the high side. Once again, he is having some issues up there. He had a chance to get to the bottom lane. I don't know why he didn't take it. And look who is on the bottom lane. We're going to have to go back to this view and go back to the number 8 as the white flag flies. 1 lap to go. Marcus Wish is on the inside. And Zach Buchanan has no drafting help. Look at that, here comes the 26. He's got a chance again. Here he comes. Marcus Wish is going to take the lead in the championship. He's got it. Unless he messes up royally on this last lap, he's got it. Back up front. Elba Wanderley has 3 wins on the season as we enter turn number 4. No driver in any of my series has won 4 races in a season till now. Elba Wanderley wins the race. And Marcus Wish is your Straight Talk Series champion. Eight points is the difference. $19 to DJ Curtis. He just didn't have a strong car today, and it's unfortunate. And then 35th was Dylan Young. Tough break for those guys, as they just couldn't get it done. Today, Marcus Wish will be your Straight Talk Series champion. And I can't imagine the emotions on that small team. They were going to be a two-car team to begin the season. It would have been the 24 and the 28. They elected to pick up a third ride, the 26. No sponsorship. None at all. They go into Daytona, they win the race. The first race of the year, they win it. Ran well the entire season. Stayed in contention, made the chase, and just didn't look back. An unbelievable season. Congratulations to Marcus Wish, your Straight Talk Series Season 1 champion. As you take a look at the results. And I'm just going to scroll through them real quickly. We want to thank you for watching and helping make Season 1 amazing for the Straight Talk Series. From Daniel Hummel, who is no longer with us on NCN, on behalf of him and on behalf of NCN in general, I'm Brian James. Thank you. Stay tuned to the Cup Championship. I guarantee you that should be a thriller. And we hope you'll be able to tune in and be sure to tune in. And we'll hope to see you real soon. Goodbye, everyone.